Hi, welcome to Forex In Four. I'm Mike Conlon for FXEDU, and in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to show you the highlights of where the action is in today's Forex market. So let's get started.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, June 7th, 2011. This morning I'm talking about enough already. And with that I'm referring to Fed stimulus coming out here in the U.S. All right, we know the end of QE2 is happening right now, and the markets have sort of been preparing themselves, been selling off recently. As of late, the economic data has been coming in. It's been looking very weak, and yet there's fear that Bernanke is somehow going to continue QE2 for an extended period of time, which may receive the label QE3. Who knows exactly what's going to happen, but I'm saying, you know what, enough is enough already. We've been over prodded, if you will. If you can't get the cattle to move with as much electric prodding as you've been doing, that puppy doesn't want to move, and there's nothing you can do about it. So don't make the situation any worse. So that's sort of what I'm looking at this morning when we're talking about what's going on, and we're going to hear from Bernanke later today. He's speaking to a group of Atlanta bankers. Don't expect anything major to come out of this one. We've got the FOMC meeting here at the end of the month, so that's if they're going to do anything differently, perhaps continue with stimulus, then that's going to happen later this month. So you won't hear anything today. But what we're looking at is we're looking at the Aussie dollar on a 30-minute chart here, and you can just see this little bit of a big bar sell-off here, 107.40 down to 106.80. All right, that was the RBA rate policy decision, which came out, and they kept rates steady at 4.75%, which was expected. However, the accompanying statement was a little bit dovish. They said, you know what, rates are appropriate right now. So the expectations for a rate hike at the next meeting have declined a little bit, and the Aussie sold off just a little bit. But as you can see, it had been pushing up higher on the hope that there was going to be higher rate expectations. So what we can look at is we can actually look at New Zealand now. We'll just look at the Kiwi right here quick. Here you can see the Kiwi actually moved a little bit higher, and we're up around 82, and we're testing recent highs that we got up to about 82.60. Okay, and what's happened here is basically the market's operating on interest rate differentials. So what happens there is that boom, all of a sudden money shifts from the Aussie over to the Kiwi, and you can see right here that the biggest loser today is Aussie versus Kiwi. All right, so if we look at that on the chart, you can see that. So New Zealand is having their rate policy decision tomorrow afternoon. So that's going to be the next best chance for a possible rate hike coming from somewhere. All right, so let's take a look at the euro real quick. Euro is moving higher as well. They had their retail sales figures came in much better than expected. They were expecting a flat figure to come in, and it actually retail sales increased 1.1%. All right, on a monthly increase of 0.9% versus an expectation of 0.3%. So that was really good. German factory orders came in better than expected, 10.5% versus 9%, and the month over month was 2.8% versus 2%. So German economy looks good. Euro economy looking better. Chancellor Merkel is here in the U.S. Obama's given her some kind of honor to try and prod her and coax her into doing some of his bidding for him, namely doing some work in Libya and doing more to help stabilize global economy. And Merkel, I don't think, is going to bite. She's got too much trouble going on at home, even despite how well the German economy is doing. But she's here in Washington, and she assured Obama that they're going to take care of this debt crisis, which it looks like plans are starting to come out now about the Greek bond rollover, where essentially they're asking people who have maturing bonds now to go ahead and just purchase the next tranche that comes out and sort of roll them over. The problem is that Fitch Ratings Agency came out and said, well, you know what, if the terms are worse on these bonds than the previous bonds, then that may constitute a default. So you got to understand that there are all these players in the market, these credit default swap buyers and sellers, who have very big stakes in the game, depending upon whether or not Greece defaults. All right, so even if it's a technicality, it's a default, all of a sudden it triggers a payment, huge amounts of money going one hand to the other for people who place bets that Greece was going to default. So that's a big issue that could come home to roost there. See the pound's higher. Okay, we've got general dollar weakness this morning, but oil's pulling back a little bit. We're at a 98 handle now, but gold is higher, 1550. All right, that shows you that the safe haven properties of gold's been pretty big, but you can see that pound's higher. They had home sales prices, which were a little bit higher, and don't forget we've got the rate decision on Thursday for the UK, also for the Eurozone. But just remember that the UK does not issue an accompanying statement with their rate policy decision. You have to wait for the meeting minutes, which comes out about 2 weeks later. So it's doubtful that the UK decision is going to be anything meaningful happening. But there's some other news coming out for the UK. They've got whole bunch of stuff happening. They've got the trade balance figures coming out, as well as later today shop price index. So that's going to give you an idea. And then Friday the GDP estimate. So we'll see what happens. But the UK economy is obviously weakening. It's just, if you look at it versus dollar, not so pretty. Real quick, dollar versus yen, you can see that we're sitting up just above 80 here. Let me go back a little bit, and we're sort of holding that level. Okay, you can see there, right? Nice little bottom happening, but things don't look so hot in Japan. Okay, we're going to get their rate decision on what night is this? Gosh, it's I'm sorry, not the rate decision, the GDP figures. All right, that's going to come out tomorrow night, and that may be a time that the Bank of Japan decides that they want to try and be a little bit more accommodative to try and jumpstart their economy to get out of this economic malaise they've been in because of the earthquake. So that's really what we're seeing today. There's not a ton of news in the U.S. this week, and we're going to get Bernanke speak today. But overall, I got to tell you that the stimulus is the economic stimulus is the kind of thing where, once the money gets in the system, it takes a while to get moving. And I heard somebody yesterday speaking saying that the effects of QE2 haven't even been felt yet, and we're going to be looking at them about 3 to 4 months out now from them, and perhaps towards the end of the year, because this person was saying that there's about a 6-month lag in by the time they make policy to get out. And listen, I don't know if that's true or not, but at the end of the day, we're increasing our debts, and we should be going the other way. All right, we need to start cutting spending. All right, we need to give people tax relief. We need to not allow inflation to run rampant. And listen, let's pay our debts. What's the difference whether it's $1 trillion or 500 billion of funny money, depending upon how they manipulate interest rates. I mean, you know what? You may as well have a strong currency and try and increase your account balance so that the the deficit doesn't look so bad. So, that's what I'm looking at today, folks. Could be a decent day for market. Stocks look like they're trading a little higher after a bunch of days decline there. So, good trading to all.
As always, be sure to check out the written blog at www.fxedu.com to get complete coverage of today's Forex market. If you would like to learn more about how to trade the Forex market from professionals like myself, be sure to check out our affordable Forex trading courses. And if you're already a seasoned professional or aspire to be one, ask us how we can help you achieve your Forex goals. Go to www.fxedu.com to get started today.